All right, everybody, and welcome on back. I'm going to be your host for the next couple games. My name is Mirne, and I'm so excited to join you for the next couple games. Our next game up is Mega Man 9, and it's actually a race, so get ready for that, between MetroidMaster and ProPiece. So, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to the runners and the commentators. Good luck and have fun!
Hello everyone, MetroidMaster here, and my opponent here is...
Yeah, I'm playing too. I played 10 earlier in the marathon.
Alright, ProPiece, and we've got some fantastic commentators for our race as well. Would you all like to introduce yourselves?
I'd love to meet these fantastic commentators. When can I meet them?
I think that would be right about now, yeah?
I'm Mooncuse.
I'm Mr. Cab.
And yeah, we're going to have ourselves a fantastic Mega Man 9 race. I hope y'all are ready. I know I'm ready. ProPiece, are you ready?
Sure.
All right. If our lovely commentators would be willing to give us a countdown, and we can get on going.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go, Mega Man 9. We've got MetroidMaster, who I still can't get yelling out of my head. We've got ProPiece, who, while a man of few words perhaps, is actually really, really good at Mega Man 9. And this is going to be a really good race.
Yeah,
Don't you just love we go to Demo Man first with Concrete?
Yeah. We're gonna be sitting there, busting some rocks right off the bat. So,
yeah, Mega Man 9, 2008 release on the original Wii, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 generation of consoles. First Mega Man game that came out since Mega Man, well, really Rockman Forte technically, I guess, but either way, it was like a decade. And Inti Creates took this way back to like a Mega Man 2 style, so no charge shot, no slide. We just got Mega Man and a Buster. Let's go.
lots of mashing here and absolutely no lag, which is different from the other 2Ds.
I mean, do you think Inti Creates blew it by not emulating tons and tons of lag and slowdown into the game?
It definitely takes away that authentic feel, I'm sure.
Like, I guess, but it's Mega Man 9 still great, and this music is great.
Yeah. It was very difficult the first time I ever played, and I'm sure it was for a lot of other people, but man, watching the speed run has always been fantastic, so I'm sure we're going to have a great race tonight.
Yup. So we're in Concrete Man stage first, because Concrete Man has a really, really good weapon in the Concrete Shot. Unfortunately, Concrete Man only takes 1 point of damage from the Buster, but as soon as we get past this last set of platforms, it looks like ProPiece pulling ahead just slightly here. We'll get to see Concrete Man and the trick to fighting him. Concrete likes to lob shots across the room, although he also does the little charge there. He jumps around. That's pretty much all he can do, those three things. And
but he only does each thing twice. He never does things 3 times in a row, so you can basically plan the pattern for what he does.
Nice. And it turns out the best thing to do is just stay close to him, because then those concrete shots, they tend to stay close to him. I think on ProPiece's side, we saw them all get bunched up on the tile right in front of him once. MetroidMaster taking things a little safer, running away, and just keeping those shots away from him. Still making short work of Concrete Man.
Yeah, really good fights from both. So now we're heading into Magma Man, which is next, because we're going to get the Flame Shot, or Magma Shot, which will help out greatly against enemies later on.
Magma Man's totally weak against Concrete Shot, right? Right, that's why we're here?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. So automatically we're starting to see the utility of Concrete by being used as a platform and just instantly taking enemies out. We're going to also see it being used for things like stopping these beams.
Those beams are instant death. Don't want to touch them. You know, I frame through them. Don't want to touch them.
No touchy.
ProPiece doing pretty well here, jumping up the platforms. Just like every other Mega Man game in this marathon, we don't like ladders. And we'll use them if we have to, but we'd rather not. MetroidMaster getting knocked back to the left there, not wanting to risk taking a death, trying to go through them and having to repeat the whole stage up to that point, because ProPiece is actually in the checkpoint room right now. Didn't even really talk about that mid-boss dragon, which looks big and scary, but 5 concrete shots and it's over.
Good backup to MetroidMaster there.
Mm-hmm. So Pro in the last room here, stunning these laser beams, not going for the clip, which is totally understandable in a race. You can kind of inch into it, and like the last pixel of Mega Man moving into it without dying. If you get there and then you fire concrete, you can just walk through the rest of it, which looks cool. It saves time. It's a world record run strat. You don't want to go for it in a race. And there's Magma Man, who turns out I was totally lying. Not weak against concrete shot at all.
Since we don't have any to begin with.
Well, there's that too. Yes, we do actually break out of weakness order and start it from 2 different points here on purpose. So you get this sort of buster shot. Magma Man can jump 1 or 2 sets of those platforms around the room. And once you get used to this fight, it's not that bad. Like, this is another one of those things, like you were saying earlier, Moon. When you're first playing the game, this can be daunting. When you're first learning the speedrun, this is crazy. And now for these 2 runners, it's just, you know, we're fighting Magma Man again.
Praying for good patterns, as always.
Mm-hmm. The Magma Bazooka is that triple spreader type shot. Nice thing about it is all 3 of those bullets will count if they all hit at the same time. So it kind of becomes a universal backup, as we'll see as we go along. And from here, our route, well, you have choices, because we have 2 robot weaknesses.
We're in my favorite stage, which is Galaxy Man. Favorite soundtrack of the entire game.
It's high on the list. It's a strong piece of music. And it looks like MetroidMaster is going to come here to the same stage. I do like to joke in a lot of Mega Man games that, you know, you have one stage, it's Rush Jet the stage, and every now and again, it's a rare moment, but it is there, and this is one of them. Rush Coil the stage.
Yeah.
See, these sort of trap robots are really designed to kind of drag Mega Man over spikes, and, you know, they almost work, but if you know what you're doing, you can use them to your advantage and gain a lot of speed. Now, these sort of platforms, we've seen it for a little bit now on the stage, teleporting Mega Man from one point on the screen to another. We're going to see a few of these sort of jumps to get to, like, a couple of those ahead in the cycle of the intended, you know, if you took every single one of them, path. I think that sentence made sense.
Definitely. So we see very good use of Rush Coil going on from both racers right now. ProPiece looking to get to one of the harder tricks of the stage, which is make it up. Oh, he's taking the safer route.
You can get one more of those sort of trap robots, and you see that giant wall of spikes down there, and that's the result if you miss it. So no shame in a race not taking that. Does switch to concrete for the last section there, hopping out of really a place you're not supposed to be able to quite make it, but with some knockback, you can get the shot against the wall, which is nice. 2 swoops of raisins, and Galaxy Man is down. Now, Galaxy Man, I think, can do 0 to 3 swoops, or are you guaranteed to get at least 1?
I don't remember. I think it is a guaranteed 1.
But yeah, obviously weak to concrete at this point. You just want him to kind of scoot along the ground as much as possible to get as much damage in as fast as possible. There's a 0, or at least an opening one. And yeah, it's not dangerous, is the one good thing. The bad thing is, you know, you get the 0, you get a 1, and now you've got Galaxy Man just flying everywhere and not being useful. just staying out of harm's way for a long time, and it just eats time. While ProPiece is already summoning Rush Coil again in Hornet Man stage.
Getting to these cannons that you have to shoot in order to activate them to get through these platforms down towards another mini-boss fight that we're getting to, the infamous flowers.
So the flower can show up in most of those platforms. There's a couple of theories on how to manip it, and I think some of them are even effective. But you definitely want to kind of get in its face as fast as possible and bombard it with Concrete Shot. Concrete, just a great all-around weapon. It's a good utility. It's a good attack. It costs 2 points of ammo. That's the only bad thing about it.
Yeah, but with some good weapon management, you're able to sit there and stretch it out through the entire stage.
Yup. It is definitely like one of those weapons that you are routing for as much as possible. Pro doing a good job there.
Just mashing through that Big Mama.
Yep. The full charge Magma Bazooka, even if you get kind of close to the full charge, it works very well to just take it out in really almost a second, if even. So Magma Bazooka, very nice with that 3-shot spread. Works very effectively on Hornet Man's 3 Hornet spread. And there you go.
MetroidMaster about a half stage back. Just got through the flowers.
Going top route there. It's a little tricky on the top to kind of get that wraparound fall. Of course, it's tricky on the bottom because you are that much closer to the spikes. But he knows what he's doing. And that's all that matters.
We see ProPiece heading over to Jewel Man. I'm going to see some interesting platforming with some moving platforms in this stage.
Yeah, these grab, I guess, almost like momentum pendulum platforms. They're really wonky.
They're probably the scariest things aside from the magma beams in the game. I've seen speedrunners do that platform drop, and it always amazes me.
I know. I don't know how anybody pulls that off. We're seeing Hornet Man's weapon here. Kind of the bees. The little kind of tracking. They will bring items back to Mega Man, which is kind of nice.
But also double-edged, it's not the greatest, because if they bring it back, that's lag that's losing time for you too.
Yep, those refills, you know, you still get stuck in waiting for that refill to happen in this game. And switching to Magma here, jumping over the little enemies popping out of the ground, so ProPiece opening up about a half-stage lead here. And this screen, oh my god, tell me about this screen.
You just basically drop once, you move that platform, and you drop again, and it's art every time.
That's a heart rate screen, if there ever was one in this game. So, breaking out Galaxy Man's weapon here with the black hole. Jewel Man is ready. It's got the shield.
It's going to suck up those jewels and take a bunch of hits, and he's down.
Yep. Jewel Man jumps when you jump, so you can manipulate him to go out of the black hole's hitbox, and then when he falls back into it, it counts as a new hit, as opposed to if you just let him run around, he only gets hit the one time most of the time, unless he exits it on the ground. So very nice manipulation there.
MetroidMaster had a really good meatball there.
Nice. Is it a meatball or a cheese puff?
I forget which. I always called it a meatball.
I'll take meatballs. I like meatballs. So we're into Plugman. There's another reason we kind of broke this weakness order in half, and that is in Mega Man 9. You don't get Rush Jet from a specific Robot Master. You get it after any 5. After that 5th one, you're going to get Rush Jet. So Jewel Man was number 5. We're in Plugman. We're now armed with the Rush Jet, which is great because this screen has Yoku blocks.
And not just Yoku blocks, they're Yoku blocks over spikes and pit. and just this stage is objectively probably the hardest in the entire game.
It's definitely up there. There's a case to be made for it. I mean, Jewel Man with a spike-happy stage designers has its moments. But yeah, the disappearing blocks don't give you the opportunity to kind of stand around and wait all the time. Rush Jet here, these blocks and these platforms are almost put into places to intentionally make your life miserable while using Rush Jet. But our runners know what they're doing. And that E-Tank is the one we will actually see in a stage along the way for the 8 robots. So ProPiece is going to grab it. Definitely a good race strat to pick up the E-Tanks. MetroidMaster is going to opt to go to Splash Woman first. As kind of mentioned earlier, we are in the weakness route in 2 different points. Splash Woman is weak to Hornet. We have Rush Jet, so you can do Splash Woman if you want to.
Yep.
And let's focus on the plug fight first. Granted, the plug fight's it's only moderately interesting with the shield.
Yeah, with the weakness, you have exact weapon or exact energy. Very rarely will you get a moment where you will lose your energy and you'll have to sit there and kind of back up, but ProPiece just does the thing and manages to take down Plugman with the shield.
Easy peasy. MetroidMaster here is so Splash Woman obviously is a water stage. We're in a very familiar screen if you're familiar with NES Mega Man. We've got bubbles. These bubbles not quite as unforgiving as the Waveman stage bubbles. It's still kind of annoying. We don't have the super arrow, but we do have Rush Jet, and Rush does a pretty good job of making this work.
Oh.
MetroidMaster going for the fast bubble up to the last screen. You got those spikes at the top, so things can get a little harrowing there. So it's not bad to not die, but at the same time, you gotta move on. You've got to advance. Going with the saber.
MetroidMaster. Yep, there he goes.
You know, ProPiece also using Rush Jet in Tornado Man stage. Tornado Man weak to Plugman's weapon, so as long as you do Plug before Tornado, you know, these last 3 you can do in any order, as it were. And Tornado Man is, well, honestly, all these stages kind of become Rush Jet the stage. That ordering really is to get 5 robots out of the way and then have Rush Jet in the 3 stages where Rush Jet really trivializes the most obstacles possible.
When he does it, Rush really is the bestest boy.
Good boy, Rush. So while ProPiece walks against the wind here and summons Rush one more time to skip some magnet platforms, we got the Splash Woman fight on the left. Splash Woman weak to Buster, takes 2 damage from Buster, but also weak to Hornets. The saying goes that Splash Woman summoning those piranhas, not just because they're annoying for Mega Man, but also because they grab the Hornets seeking, and can make that fight a little more annoying with the Hornets, you know, kind of being countered a little bit by what amounts to chaff. But there's not enough of them to save her.
We got ProPiece getting over to Tornado Man. Hopefully he is a bro this time and stays down. Takes him down pretty quickly.
Nice, nice. The plug shot kind of goes right along the ground, drops straight down, wraps around the walls. So when Tornado Man decides to hover in the middle of the room, very hard to hit something in midair with something that drops straight down, pretty much at melee range, and then just runs along the floor. Any other enemies in this game that hover in the air for no reason in the middle of the screen?
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
Man, I hope there's not any more of those. That would be bad.
Be terrible if it was a boss or something.
I know. Well, we'll see what happens there, as if half of chat doesn't already know exactly what we're talking about. And,
you see MetroidMaster starting to take on Plugman stage, getting to the large pit with the Yoku blocks.
So we'll see if MetroidMaster here looks like he's gonna kind of go for a, I guess, secondary strat is the way to call it here, where ProPiece managed to bring Rush all the way down. You can see there. You can very easily time things to stay up top, kind of take those last couple of Yoku blocks, and a little safer, a little more manageable to get to the end that way. ProPiece now is in the bubble skip section. Now we'll see what he can do. Whew. Jumping around the corner there. So let's see, MetroidMaster's got to take down the so-called Big Mama there. Just not enough health. Gonna use the E-Tank now. Definitely a situation where he probably needs it.
Yeah, probably be safer, especially in the race situation.
Well, I don't know. I would have actually gone to take the death there, but I mean, if you're confident in it, the main reason to even think about that is, do you want that E-Tank later? E-Tanks are pretty rare in this game, but Metroid has made his decision. He knows this game as much as the rest of us. So let's go. Let's hope it pays off. Pro with the nice 8th robot kill gets the chip. Of course, the plot of this game is that Dr. Light's robots have gone crazy and they're attacking everything. We see all these Dr. L's above Robot Master doors. Certainly Dr. Light is turned to evil, and Dr. Wily, who's making commercials offering people to donate money to him so he can solve this problem. That's totally legitimate, right?
Definitely something Light would do. Nothing. Dr. Wily's totally innocent in this matter.
As such, Mega Man has managed to find a memory chip and frame Dr. Wily for the whole thing. Or something like that. As our friend LV Creed likes to say, the most famous eyebrows in gaming. Seriously, you get a nice little cutscene there of that robot's point of view of Dr. Wily selling the plan to all 8 of them.
We have ProPiece who's using Gem Shield for this beginning part, which will take down most things in this first screen of Wily 1. Start seeing some use of Rush Jet to kind of help with these platforming sections and just breezing right by them.
Yeah, this section, these fan platforms are meant to be tornadoed up, but obviously you can Rush Jet through a lot of them too. Got MetroidMaster grabbing an item up there behind the clouds. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Maybe it is another E-Tank. Also showing off the Laser Trident, which ProPiece only just got from Splash Woman. Laser Trident's kind of nice because it does pierce shields. Ooh, we're going for Buster strats here on Rush Jet. So Mega Man 9, of course, there's no fast weapon swaps, if you haven't noticed that yet. We're still going to the menu to switch weapons, just like all the old NES games. Which also means, just like old NES games, we want to switch weapons as little as possible. So there's going to be situations like that dragon there where, yes, there might be a faster option, but when you add in pausing the game, it's a slower option.
Definitely.
Tornado Man, still hovering on the top of the screen there, but in range of the plug ball for MetroidMaster, so that's nice. ProPiece almost out of Rush Jet here, but that is the by design.
We see ProPiece getting to the pushers. So pushers, please. We're going to just see a bunch of mashing for the spike balls to take down each of these robots. If the spikes get to the edge, each of the bots will sit there and do an attack that will actually target Mega Man, as we see. So we're going to get them down to a specific health, switch over to probably Tornado, okay? And then take down all the rest of them. And that's Wily 1.
Mind if I jump in real quick with a donation?
Of course. Go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. I hope I pronounced this right. Picananya? I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that, but thank you so much for that $5 donation saying, let's give cancer the boot. Thank you once again for that donation. Remember, !D to get that donation link, and we still have plenty of incentives.
Thank you so much, everybody, for all the donations and all the support throughout this whole week. We love you all. ProPiece making use of the rest of Rush Jet here for this Wily 2 section. Go ahead, Moon, take it.
Yeah, some people, some runners use concrete through the section. So it really depends on your preference and how you route things out. ProPiece resetting the room to try and get the block down.
Yeah, that room especially can be kind of annoying. We get these sort of holographic projector robots. Very nice use of concrete. This is probably one of the worst rooms in the game, just for that jump. That's all it is, and it's one of the worst rooms in the game.
Oh, nice Godflower for ProPiece.
Nice spawn. And the rest of the stage, we get to see the laser trident shine. Mostly because laser trident is our weapon for this game that can destroy random blocks.
As we see here, going through this water spike maze. Terrifying corner jumps.
You can kind of inch until Mega Man's back heel is up against the ledge. And it's relatively safe to do that, and that's your cue to make the jump. It's maybe not an exact science, but I would recommend doing that to anybody who's ever getting there and not quite sure how it's going to work out. A little surprised ProPiece didn't take the laser trident ammo. It's not at all required. It's just one of those things. Lucky drop, but Rush Coil definitely the choice for the rest of this climb, no matter what. Let's look at Rush wagging his tail.
See MetroidMaster working on the pushers. Getting through to the end of Wily 1 here. Oh, another thing to know, don't those spike balls, aren't those spike balls insta-death too?
Yeah.
At that little
jump
point.
was scary. And MetroidMaster is going to finish the job here. Meanwhile, ProPiece fighting the shark tank. Taking out that first missile launcher. We get the sort of lower bays there. Taking a couple hits each. 3 life meters. Who made this boss? Just gotta be a little careful here.
And the fish is down.
Nails it. So we'll see how MetroidMaster plans on handling this stage using a little Rush Coil. Rush Coil, not a bad strat at all. Just, because you're going to be switching to jet or concrete, or maybe even laser trident to go the bottom path. It's another situation of making sure you don't use more or less weapons than you really want to. Now, MetroidMaster here dealing with this screen, a little bit of those more projections and figuring out where to go. So he's getting through it. ProPiece, why aren't you shooting to the music?
Run invalidated.
So this screen with the slowly raising, the gimmick is that if you do shoot, Mega Man basically gets pushed back by that momentum. Because, we've all taken physics, I think, by this point. Equal and opposite forces, right? So, usually wiggle to the music more than shoot to the music, I guess. you want to start on those screens as high as possible just because you get that amazingly fast rising speed. That is not very fast at all.
No.
MetroidMaster going down on the spikes with the D-boost to get the shot. I love it.
Gonna get that concrete ammo. Switch up to Trident. Well, we're on the second part of the vertical climb for Wily 2 for ProPiece.
ProPiece sticking on Rush Coil again because of those reasons, which means you have to summon Rush with one B press and then shoot again with another one. So if you've ever wondered about this M-Tank, that's how you get it. You don't need to get it that way, but that's certainly the freest way.
MetroidMaster going for the safety 1-up and hitting the spikes.
Like you said earlier, those corner jumps are perilous. So ProPiece has used that M-Tank almost immediately. You could save it a little bit longer, but the general knowledge there, the consensus is you don't want to save it too long because you're going to keep using weapon energy, and the more weapon energy that M-Tank needs to fill up, the more time it's going to take to do it. So maybe you just use it as soon as you can. Laser Trident just has a nice, big, fat hitbox, so it's good for getting through that room. Plus, like we mentioned earlier, it pierces shields. But meanwhile, we've got some sort of Yellow Devil type thing going on here.
Yep, we're going to try and... ProPiece is going to try one cycle, but he's going to need 2.
Just that delayed pause between hits 2 and 3. It's a little rough because you have to pause the game to cancel your black hole and then still use another one almost immediately. Not the easiest thing to do. 4 hits, though, pretty good, so obviously he's going to knock it out right here.
There it is.
Taking down the Twin Devil.
MetroidMaster going for that hidden life for the safety, coming up on Shark.
The fact that like we get to show off that health drop even exists just makes me smile. Because it really is just one of those like, huh? Moments when you see someone launch a bee and it comes back.
Presents.
MetroidMaster taking an extra hit there. So ProPiece, you can see from that one shot, Concrete will block the lasers. That is the way to get past them without getting hit. Of course, we also want the Concrete. So you gotta be a little judicious with it there, and I think we're going to see a trick here. Now he's just gonna go in.
Yeah.
When you have quote-unquote a good stage, there is timing, because RNG gets reset every stage to get the good pattern out of Galaxy Man. But if you don't follow the exact pattern and then like wait for the right flash of color in the background, it's just go in and hope for the best.
But if you do get the manipulation, it's more than likely a guaranteed 2 swoop, and usually it's the quicker kill.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of the same going on here. Our big differences are going to be when we get to Magma and Concrete, because we actually have weakness weapons now. Speaking of Magma. We didn't get lucky there. It's a little tricky. Sometimes Magma will jump high. And the theory, yeah, that jump's annoying for MetroidMaster. The theory is that Magma Man, the tornado like starts at the bottom of the screen and has kind of a line of damage moving up. And if you get a high jump from the bottom of the screen, sometimes you'll get hit twice by one shot, which you need to not have to use a secondary weapon in that fight. But oh well. It works out, though, because Hornet is right after Magma, and Magma is the universal backup, kind of like we alluded to earlier, hit with all 3 of those shots up close. And even Magma Man is not immune to that fact.
Yep, even with 1 shot, you're guaranteed 3 damage no matter what.
Oh. So, of course, our last robot here is Concrete. Laser is the weapon we haven't used yet. Laser is also kind of useful on the Wily machine, so it's just lining things up here again for minimal trips to the pause menu. This Wily machine.
This is something else where you have to actually hit the eggs so many times to crack them, to damage the jaw, to bust the helmet open, so you can fight the rest of this machine.
Yep, you need to bounce the egg into the machine 3 times, and on the 3rd time it will actually explode. You can do it a little calmer, a little slower, but you know, slower is the operative word in that sentence when it comes to speedrunning. So Laser Trident with its huge hitbox is very useful for bouncing it really fast like that. And, this is the Wily Casino where the house always wins. Of course, we knew exactly what we were talking about earlier with Wily being an enemy that floats in the middle of the screen and is weak to plug ball. ProPiece just doesn't even care, and Wily is already down. That
was quite the pattern. We see MetroidMaster going for the alternative for the long hallway by going with Tornado.
Having not used Tornado on the spike pushers there, it is just that easy to use Tornado in that room and just push all those enemies up into the screen rather than bothering with Laser Trident and trying to line things up. You just have to make sure you don't jump too high, because Tornado, that updraft does increase your jump height.
But let's hear it. GG's for ProPiece.
Yeah. GG, Pro. MetroidMaster getting 3 hits in on that first cycle, which you know, that's still enough to take it down in 2 cycles. That's what you really want to see for a race. You get the 1 cycle, great. If you can manage 2 cycle, it's still good. Now, one other little thing. This is a stupid thing about speedrunning Mega Man 9. A lot of people don't quite realize. It likes to buffer jump inputs. So if you're holding A going into a situation like coming out of the menu, if you need to jump and shoot at Twin Devil, or maybe at the very start of a stage, Mega Man will jump across the entire run. That ends up saving, you know, a good chunk of frames every single time you do it, and those frames start adding up to seconds pretty fast. Yeah, ProPiece though with the mid 34, that's really good.
It's a really good time.
MetroidMaster gonna bring us home here. Ooh, just a little high. Again, you want to manage this concrete ammo really tight, because most of the time you've already used the M-Tank, and kind of like I mentioned earlier with ProPiece using it, you don't have to use it there, but the longer you wait to use it, the more ammo it's going to refill, the longer it's going to take. So at the world record level, of course, you want to use that M-Tank like immediately, get your ammo back that you need, and get out of there. If you're less comfortable with it, or if you just want the fallback option, you can just keep that M-Tank for quite a while. And whereas ProPiece actually ran out of concrete shot against the Wily machine, MetroidMaster still has 1 shot and is gonna have that M-Tank in his back pocket to refill that concrete ammo, go in there pretty much full. Not only that, but of course the M-Tank is also your emergency E-Tank in some situations. So, just more options.
Yeah. MetroidMaster having to resort to going to Magma for the backup to Jewel.
And that goes all the way back. I didn't see if he used Jewel on the ground in the first stage. He must have. And that's the one Jewel satellite he was missing. Now we use Tornado in the hallway. So we have no Tornado Blow now. He's going to use the 1 and then use the M-Tank. Oh! And just fill all the way up. It took me until this stage to realize when I could work that in. So with Pro, we kind of saw earlier 1 tornado short on Magma Man, but going in there with 1 and having the M-Tank, easy.
Coming on the Hornet refight, we see that the charge shot still does charge shot damage for all 3 when he hits, just like for everything else. Just absolutely melts Hornet Man.
Just obliterates him. There's Jewel again. Shot at Black Hole a little too far over, but no big deal.
Still was able to 2.
Yeah, nice, nice, I guess adapting, nice reaction to that. Not the bees.
Tell me how bees work underwater, Cab.
I mean, I guess they're robot bees? That's all I've really got.
Fair.
It's another one of those. It must be the giant eyeballs.
Video game logic.
Dr. Wily is that crazy.
If you weren't afraid of water before, now you can be afraid of bees while underwater.
I did say earlier you can kind of take your time with these eggs if you want to and make it a lot saner. You can even take it slower than this and make things pretty consistent, but MetroidMaster's still doing a pretty good job of making things not too slow while still getting all those egg hits. That was very nice.
Yeah. Oh, just getting low for that first concrete shot.
Yep, he was going for it, but at the same time, with the full ammo, he doesn't have to worry as much about wasting shots. ProPiece, I think, either got that first shot or just like didn't even go for it because it's a tight window and you don't want to waste an opportunity to do 4 points of damage on this boss, considering there's a lot of times it will just fly up and go completely out of range. So welcome back everyone to the Wily Casino where the house always wins. Wily always wins! The low T's before showing up low anyway. Can we get him?
Oh, almost.
There's that E. We got another E-Tank. I thought that's what it might be. Thought maybe he would be going to Hornet here, because Hornet only does 1 point of damage, much like a Mega Man 5 Gyro, but it does connect. Time is on the chip grab, so 41:42 by our on-screen timer there. GG to MetroidMaster.
GG's to both racers. Great job, guys.
Probably my favorite ending in the series, where Mega Man calls in Rush with the projector screen to show Wily all the times he defeated him. Just like